Let YouTube catch up, and then we'll talk. But how you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Good. Just a bit thrown off with the U.S. news, but I mean, such is life, right? Like, I don't really like to get political, but I'm completely aware when people's attention is like taken away by a certain level of madness that's going on. So hopefully
Yeah.
everyone watching this is safe. That like I would focus on like I try not to consume too much news. I try to focus on my family now and like work and stuff. So yeah, all right. So it's caught up. U.S. news. So guys, so I'm here with Jason. Jason, you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Yeah, my name's Jason, 27 years old, entrepreneur. Do a bit of drop shipping on Facebook, and I run a little bit of mentoring on the side as well.
Okay, so in the description, guys, you'll have a link to the Facebook dropshipping group. We'll have a link to Jason's live training. You have to apply to join the live training. It's we only take 10 people. He's only taking 10 people in live training, so that's why we don't just have you paying right away. But check in the description to check out those links. So what we're going to talk about in this video today briefly is how much credit you need for Facebook dropshipping. So what's up, Facebook users? So you guys on Facebook, I can't see who you are, but what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up?
And feel free to smash the like button. So Jason, first of all, so the fourth week of the first class is ending today, no?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
And
correct.
how's it going so far?
It's going well. We have a lot of students seeing success. Some students are moving obviously at their own paces, which is what I recommend, especially when learning a new platform. But for the most part, we have some killers, already that we were able to train up, and they're seeing great success. We had a student interview with one of them on Christmas or New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Joe? How you doing? So
What's
yeah,
up, bro?
so what when your students join, what do you usually tell them? How much credit do you suggest that they start with?
So that question, that's a great question. Honestly, it just depends on what the person's goals are, right? And what their budget is looking like. I mean, you can start with $500, but you can't expect to make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars drop shipping on Facebook if you don't have the capital to do so. Although the barrier to entry is relatively easy, right, to get onto Facebook. Generally, everyone in the world has a Facebook account, right?
Yeah.
Millions and millions and millions of users on Facebook, but not everybody has the capital to drop ship on Facebook, or some people don't have the shipping option. But I do teach how to get that shipping option in the course as well. Now,
one second, Jason.
Yeah.
So Abdullah brought something up. I'll just share it really quickly. So a lot of our clients were in Slack. What you guys don't realize is that I pay $5 a month per user per Slack, but I also pay for Google Suite. So we are actually moving all our client communication over to Google Suite. So those of you guys who are worried, like they don't have access to the Slack account and what's going on, that's what happened. So I sorry to stop you, Jason, but I just
No,
need to
you're
bring
good.
that up. Yeah,
There always seems to be someone like always asking. Yeah. I mean, it's good to address it on the live.
I wanted to address it really quick, but yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
go
all
ahead.
good.
So I have some numbers to share with the guys, but the guys who are in the class. So for example, the interview we did. Do you know how much credit he's using?
I don't know offhand, but I can go based off my own numbers.
Right.
That's what I was actually going to get into. So, from my personal experience, for every $1,000 that I spend for filling orders, so cost of goods, I'm making around over $400 for every $1,000. That's profit over. So every $1,000 that I'm spending, I'm making about $400, over $400 in profit based on the profit margins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Franklin, we'll take question and answers after, but we sent out an email to the entire email list yesterday. So I want to share with you, I want to share my screen really quickly and show some math on just some basic math and just get your opinion on it, right?
Yeah, so absolutely.
So basically what I was looking at is if you're making, from looking at the student success, from looking at some stuff that I've done, I looked at some stuff Ecom Tom was doing, I looked at your sales, I looked at student success. I was looking at 30% margins. Now, I personally, I like to grind, so
Mhm.
I wouldn't like settle for low margins. But I'm looking at, if I'm making 30% profit margins, 5% to Facebook, 7 day turnaround time, meaning that like when I spend the money or when I get paid from
Mhm.
Facebook, I should get the money back within 7 days.
Mhm.
For every $1,000 in sales, you'll need about 650 in cash or credit to sell 1,000 and to make $300 in profit.
Mhm.
So for that 7 days. So if you use that same 650 4 times, you should be able to make $1,200. I mean, it's just some like basic estimations, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think about that? I know sometimes things will happen
Yeah.
later. Is this like a decent, very, very, very
Mhm.
watered down version? Or give me your opinion on that. I mean, it's some basic math, but what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, absolutely. So one key note to point out, and I'm sure not a lot of people are probably aware of this, but I did cover this in inside of the inner circle in our Facebook inner circle. But here's the tricky part, and this is where Facebook's kind of I get I don't want they're kind of scumbags in a way. I'm
Right.
sorry, but they're they're charging 5% based off sales tax. And you have states like Texas or California where they charge easily 9+% in
So it's a
fees.
total. So it's 5%
Yes.
on.
Yes,
Wow.
and I broke this down in the inner circle because I want to make sure all the students understand this. Prior to January 3rd,
Mm.
Facebook wasn't charging 5%, but now they're charging 5%, but they're charging 5% based on the total sales of because they're charging sales tax depending on what state your
Right.
buyers in, and then they're charging 5% on top of that total sale.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah. But based on the numbers, absolutely. I mean, 30% is I feel like more on the lower end,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. But
but really, really, really good still. 30%. If you could get 30% on Facebook, you're gonna be selling a lot and you're gonna be making a good amount of money as well if you have the capital to do so. So I honestly I don't as far as the numbers that I see on the screen here, I don't necessarily disagree with anything as far as your rough estimate of I just go based off more. I like to just keep it simple, right? So for every
right.
$1,000 I'm spending, based on my personal margins, I know Ennis we were looking at his sheet and he was in like the 60 plus. So it just depends on your profit margin. But based off my profit margins and the numbers that I do, for every $1,000 that I'm spending, I'm making around $420 back. Just depends,
Nice.
and that's including the 5%, with the 5% being taxed of total sales tax. That's what I'm going based off.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So yeah, that's just an estimate. So with my estimate, so with what if these are, let's say you need $600, let's say you need $700 to make $300. Well, 3 by 4, so 700 to make 1,200. You
Mhm.
actually, wow, you can make $5,000 profit with less, with maybe like $4,000 in credit or 3,000. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. At that
Because
point,
remember,
people,
if you
yeah, the 7 day
if you
turnaround,
upload in
absolutely.
the tracking
Yeah,
immediately, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. People will definitely need to be on top of that, and it's something I always stress is you have to be on top of like the credit cards, like only use them for order fulfillment, and then
Right.
pay the
Pay
card off
them
right
off.
away as soon as you can, and recycle your money, especially if you're starting with a slow budget. Like me personally, I have over $20,000+ in just credit cards available to
Right.
me, so I was able to scale to that 8K the 10K mark easily. So yeah.
Yeah, but even with these numbers, I'm not even taking into consideration. Let's say on that first 700, you have
Hmm.
300 in credit, 300 in profit that you don't spend. So you end up
Hmm.
with 1,000 after the first week or after the first week and a half. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I just wanted to estimate. I wanted people to, when I'm getting into business, and when we encourage students to get into business, we kind of want them to have an idea what they could do with the resources that they have, right? So that's
Yeah.
kind of why I brought this up. So guys, smash the like button, and we'll open up for question and answers real quick. So let me just go through. Um, Franklin, so what you want to do is check your spam. The email would have came from this email, mark@sellandgrowth.com. It's just a different email that I sent her that email from. That's the Google Suite that we have. So all our clients would be managed on Google Suite and Google Chat. because we basically, when I was looking at our expenses from the last year, we are spending money on both Google Suite and on Slack. And Slack is $5 a month per user, so I was spending like, I don't know, like $1,000 a month, something crazy, just on Slack. So that's why we switched over. But any questions on Facebook dropshipping, on credit, any questions for Jason? Again, if you want to join the Facebook group, there's a link in the description, the free Facebook group. There's also a link in the description for the live training with Jason. The training is 4 weeks, only 10 people. You have access to Jason in between classes to ask questions. I know Jason did a couple of one-on-ones as well. But yeah, so how many people is I see 20 something people, 19. Yeah, smash a like button, guys. 19 on how Jason, you personally, how much do you want to make? What are your goals when you set goals for your profit on your Facebook dropshipping business? What are you trying to make?
Me personally, 40%, but in the
No,
past
in a month. Like how much money are you trying to make in a month?
Oh, in a month. So I usually aim anything above 5K profit a month, which is very easy to do. Very, very easy to
And
do.
how much time? How many times? How much hours a day are you doing this?
1 to 2 hours, just depends. Now, and that's only because I don't have my VA working on the account right now. Yeah,
Right.
that's the only reason. Yeah. But I honestly like, because you know I'm working on multiple accounts now.
Right.
So my goal is to have each of them at just 5K profit each. It's very manageable that way.
Yeah, so I knew this Slack thing would have brought up a ton of. So guys, anyone who did not get as soon as I get off this live, I'll jump in my email. Anyone who did not get the email, shoot my email at that Sell and Growth, and Franklin. Text me at the number 224. This is crazy because I'm going to get a lot of texts, but 224-572-9339. Text me at that number, Franklin, and we'll get a call after as well. So yeah, so you aim for 5,000. Have you crossed 10,000 yet? Oh fuck! It's
super close, super close back in September, but I don't know, dude. I never had more than 300 items on my store, so I'm sure if I put up 5, 6, 7, 800, I would have easily passed that 10K mark. But at that time, I was also investing in a lot of different things, so my capital was kind of tied up. So I with the capital that I had at that time, I wouldn't have been able to scale up to 10K because with my numbers. Let me look at my spreadsheet real quick. But 1 sec. I don't want to just throw out like random numbers. So in September, I sold a total of $24,608. That's in sales. And then what I had to come out of pocket for was $16,712. And my total profit for that month was $7,896.62 with a 47% ROI.
wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, in order to break that, I would have, if I wanted to do 10K based off my margin, I probably needed around 21,000 in credit available at that time, and I did not have that because my money was tied up. Yeah,
21,000 to make 10K. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, of course. And again, that's strictly just based off my margins, guys. I mean, if you're at 30% margins,
slow down. No, you calculated it a bit off because you're saying you spent how much?
I spent 16,000.
Right, but the money comes back. It doesn't come back at the end of the month.
No, it doesn't. No.
Right, so you would need a lot less than
16,000. Well, the thing is like you get so many sales, so as fast as you're paying your credit card, as fast as you don't really because you don't really notice unless you have like a $20,000 credit limit on one card, then you would know. But I'm using around like 2 or 3 different credit cards.
Right. See, that's turn. Okay.
Yeah. So before you know it, you pay off the card. 3-4 days later, boom, your credit card's almost maxed out. You make another payment, and then you have to wait for it to post. And that's kind of the issue that you run into when you don't have a really huge like credit line on one specific card, and you're balancing between multiple different cards. That's why. So
okay. One person asked, how much is the training? So when we first planned this training, the plan was the price is $3,000. Now, right now, it is not $3,000. The very first class, the first 10 people got into the class at $1,500. This second class, this next 10 people, the price is going to be $2,000. And then we are looking at it as the money that you invest and the success that the students are having. So Jason has a responsibility to work with all the students to make sure they understand what's going on, they generate sales, they get a profit. And we want to set it up at a price point where you will make your money back the first month. So a lot of you guys might think it's expensive or it's high price or whatever you want to think, but it's live, it's not recorded. You have access to Jason. There's no more than 10 people in the class, and that's why it's priced like that. So yeah,
I mean, we had a couple students. I mean, not to just throw numbers out there, but a couple students in a couple days, once they started implementing the strategy, they made $600, $700 profit in a couple days. Like,
yeah,
there's not a lot of business models out there that you can make an investment and see that sort of return that quick. But at the end of the day, you have to put in the work. Someone asked,
I saw CC made like 125 in a day or something like that.
Yeah. And then one of the students 5 hours after, so we did a one-on-one, and then I believe the next day they started implementing the technique, and then 5 hours after they posted an item, they made a sale for about a $50 profit. Like, you can't really beat that. Like, someone asked, do they charge if we charge shipping costs or buy a shipping label from Facebook? Again, we're drop shipping, so I don't recommend charging. I always recommend not charging for shipping, and then I don't ever recommend buying a shipping label from Facebook unless you're shipping something on hand.
Right.
But then that wouldn't be drop shipping.
Right, exactly. Facebook user asked, if you're only working 1 hour a day, how many listens can you listen 1 hour?
So in an hour, I can list,
not the typical.
Yeah. I can list about 15 to 20 items in an hour.
Wow, respect.
Yeah. Well, so this is something that I teach in the course, but it's nothing big. You can use the draft feature, so you can literally put up 15, 20 listings like that and save them in draft, and then just leave them there. So it's very easy to do. But that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, smash the like button for that one. You didn't pay any money for that. Franklin, do me a favor and send me an email to this email, mark@sellandgrowth.com, and I'll send you a link to Google. To the Google
There's 33 people live.
Yeah, 33 people. Smash your like button, ask questions away. What do you want to know about Facebook? About Facebook Marketplace dropshipping. 1 second, I'm gonna step away and get some water real quick. Give me 1 second, but take the questions.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Woody, my favorite supplier is Amazon. Woody's one of the students in the course, by the way.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Is Amazon my most used supplier? It's one of them. I use 2 specific suppliers a lot. Well, 3 in general. I'm interested in training to have the shipping option. Any tips? I've sold marketplace, but it's been a while. No, it's review rating. Yeah, I have a specific way to get the shipping option.
Don't give it out here.
There's 2 ways, but I share that with my students.
Let's try this. I want to Mark PPC. Send me an email to Mark at. I'll put my email here. Send me an email here. Maybe Jason and I could see if we could jump on a call to you and see if we could get you set up for the get the shipping option on there, and training starts on when with the next. Today's the last day for the old class. When do you want to start the next class? On Tuesday? It's coming Tuesday.
Wednesdays are the best days. So
okay, next Wednesday.
Yeah, probably next Wednesday.
We have a
Yeah.
week for 10 people.
Yeah, but yeah, we're honestly, and we don't use. I'm not using this as a sales tactic, and I'm sure Mark's not using it as a sales tactic. But when we say 10 people, we mean 10 people, not one more. Yeah, like we just mean 10 people at a
10
time
people.
because I need to be able to spread out my time, and 10 people is my limit.
And I think we have, I was
One
telling
on one.
Jason earlier, we have like 50 something people waiting. I just didn't have the time. With
Yeah.
moving the office and being, we haven't taken on any more Walmart clients. We were backed up on that. So we
Yeah, I
just,
see that everyone's blowing you up on that.
yeah. But when we
Is
started,
there a lot
go
of
ahead.
Yeah, someone's asking if there's a lot of technical problems that arise with Facebook Marketplace. Absolutely, dude. If you don't know what you're doing on Facebook, you'll easily get your shipping option lost. If you do have it, you'll get your account suspended. You'll lose access to Marketplace. Like a lot of these people teaching Facebook, one, they haven't done it long enough, and two, they don't know how to deal with these issues. I've been selling on Marketplace since the beginning of last year. I've been drop shipping specifically since August. And yeah, I've been through the ringer. I've been through pretty much everything you can think of on Facebook, and I know how to deal with these issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Smash the like button. Mark said thanks. He said,
Yeah,
Mark also said,
yeah. I don't want to. Everyone that I share this technique with, it's worked so far. But it's not guaranteed. I'll be more than happy to. We can set up that call and then we can talk about it and figure out if we can help you get that shipping feature. Absolutely.
yeah. So, guys, just to share my screen one more time. Those of you guys who came late in the video, the purpose of the video is more to talk about how much credit you need for Facebook dropshipping. This is just some basic math that I did. So if you're making 30% profit margins, so on $1,000 of sales, you'll make $300. You need $50 for Facebook fees, and let's just say, so you can make $300 profit within 7 days, let's say a rolling 7 days with $650 in credit. So you might need like double, so you could make maybe double that, $600 a month on $650 credit if you do everything properly and all that type of stuff. And that's just some basic math that I put together because it'll take you about 7 days to get money from Facebook. And what else, Jason? Sorry.
Yeah. I had a question. I think it would be interesting. I know because obviously Amazon's like a really big platform, right?
Right.
What would you say? What would it take for someone to make, let's say, $1,000 without doing any shady stuff like the gift cards and this and that? How much would it take for someone to make, let's say, $1,000 profit?
It's
With
pretty
Amazon?
bad. Give me 1 second. I did a video, but let me get the exact number. I did a video about that maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. And it's pretty, you need a lot of credit, dude. Because you're talking about Amazon. So you want to see what, $1,000?
Yeah, let's say, because you got, I don't know, the way that I look at it is that not everybody, well, everybody's obviously trying to make 6 figures, right, for the most part, but there's some people that are already financially, some of my students, some of my best students are just people that come on board and they just want to make some extra money. That's all. They have well-paying jobs, but they just want to make some extra money. I would think, $1,000 can almost pay for a really nice car if you wanted one, or pay for a rental property or whatever. So I don't know. I think $1,000 is a good starting point.
Yeah, to make $1,000 with Amazon, you're talking about selling, first of all, $10,000 in a month.
Mm-hmm.
You need a 10% margins. So Amazon pays every 2 weeks, some of the holds and all this stuff. You're talking about need like $7,000 or $8,000 in credit to make $1,000 on Amazon.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Humble Reform. As of right now, the competition is thin. The algorithm on Facebook honestly is weird, so it's really hard to say. You would think like everyone has a Facebook and everyone generally would have access to Marketplace as long as your account's not brand new. This is I think why there's not that much competition. First and foremost, just not a lot of people know about that they can even, like when I tell people I drop ship on Facebook, like when I first told Mark looked at me like I was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I did. I was
he's like, what? Like, what the fuck? Anyways, so that's one. And then two, not a lot of people have the shipping feature too, to be honest. Surprisingly. But yeah, not a lot of people have the shipping feature. So the competition, it will change in the next couple months, years. Obviously that's going to change, but as of right now, the competition is very thin, and I think that's why my margins are so high. A lot of my students' margins are so high. Is this wholesale? No, this is specifically Facebook drop shipping.
All right. So yeah, guys, so smash the like button. If you come, so again, in the description, there's a link to the free Facebook group on Facebook. There's also a link to the class that starts next week. Fill out the application. We have like 50 people waiting. Today we'll start reaching out to applicants and to find those 10 people for next week's class. But yeah, if you, my computer's about to die, first of all. But if you guys want to take any more, I need to jump off. Contact Frank, Mark, and also you guys who want to join the class. Today's Wednesday, so Jason, let's see if we can get another call, maybe like Friday, and we could talk about this stuff. Maybe also talk to some of the students and see if we can get another interview, because that's important. That last interview was fire. I'll put a link.
Yeah, I love that last interview. If we could do another one, that would be amazing.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we go, Jason? Other than Happy New Year, smash the like button.
Yes, just make sure you smash the like button, and if you guys are interested in joining the course, just go to the link in the description, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Abdullah, I'll give you a call too as well. Have a good one, guys. Jason, I'll talk to you for a second after. Later.
Yep.